Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my garden farming on the rocks. For those of you who are new here, my name is Marie and I'm located in Kingston, Jamaica. Alright, so today I'm going to be sharing with you how I started my garden, what prompted me to start the garden, and also to share what the property looked like when we just purchased it, so you'd have an idea what difficulties we face when we just started. But I knew I wanted to plant my own food, so I know at some point I would have figured out how I'm going to get food to grow here. I'm going to show you right here what it looked like when we just started construction. This here is my husband and his dad. They were putting up the batterboard to start the construction of the house. So yeah, that was what it looked like. But I am a very determined person, and if I say I'm going to do it, I will find a way to get it done. And with the help of my husband and my children, we did. So I'm going to take you on a walk through just to give you an idea, and I'm going to search to find clippings of pictures and maybe a video or two when I just started. Alright, so let's go. I'm going to turn you around now and we're going to just take a walk through the garden. Alright, so enjoy, and thank you so much for joining me. If you've been following my journey for a while now, I've been on YouTube for 4 months I believe, yes. But if you've been following me for those months, then you know this is my entrance to my main gardening area. I plant all around the house, but this is where my main garden is. So this tractor tire, my husband had brought it home initially to exercise, roll the tire for weight purposes, and he had stopped using it and we just had it lying around. So that's where this tire came from. Now this bathtub, our family loves Callaloo. So we went somewhere to purchase doors for our home, and they had this bathtub selling second hand, and he bought it because he wanted me to plant Callaloo. But it sat around the home for about 3 years, 2 years, maybe 3 years. What prompted us to start planting the Callaloo? I went to the market and I bought Callaloo for breakfast for Sunday. Sunday mornings we like to eat Callaloo and fried dumplings. What happened? We bought it and my son loves Callaloo, and he complained that it tasted like soap or some chemical of the sort. And my husband said, "Mommy, you have green thumb, why don't you plant the Callaloo?" And I said, "Fine, let us take let's get soil and plant some Callaloo." And while at it, he decided he's going to cut the tire as well. So I have 2 containers to plant Callaloo in. I'm going to try and find a video to insert to show you what my first harvest of Callaloo was from this tire right here. Me and my son had done an harvest, and we just, at the time, my son always pushed me, "Mommy, do the YouTube, you're gifted, you're talented, you should do it to share your talent and experience with others." But at that time I didn't have that in my mind at all. I decided I'll just video it, seeing that it's our first property that we bought and it's our first Callaloo that we grew on that property. I've always planted when I lived in the country, but when we bought this property, we had no idea how we would have started. This over here was a wilderness and stone, rocks and shrubs. I don't know how look at that tree, how it grows out of the rock. You're unable to see any soil at all. I have no idea. Yes, so that's basically how we started. And then our dogs, we usually buy a lot of dog food from a restaurant, and when we bought the dog food, they would give us in crates. These are the crates. My husband loved to throw away things, so we had these crates lying around and he was about to load them into the van. We had a pickup. I'll try and find a picture and insert it here. Yes, this pickup is what we used to transport water and building material. So he had a pickup and he was loading these in to throw away, and I said, "Baby, we started a garden, why don't we use them to plant in?" "But they have holes, Mommy," he said. Alright, I got garbage bags. because he will throw it away without me looking. And I took these crates and I put garbage. Those are the what's left of the garbage bags. I put the garbage bags into the crate and fill them in with soil. And that's where I planted my first row of tomatoes, right there. And then I continued. The more we got the crates, the more I expanded right over to where these cucumbers are. There, the crates. And I found that pot, somebody tossed it out, it's broken. And of course I took it up the other day and I filled it in with soil, and I'm planting pak choy in there. So I'm looking forward to see how that will do. Yes, so that's how the crates started coming in. Now we have a shop that we buy meat, chicken, beef, stuff like that from, and they sell retail oil. So I went there and I asked if they had bottles, and that's where those bottles came from. Those are oil bottles that my beetroot are currently growing in, right there. And these are my baby feeding cans that I planted these kale in, right? So yes, those are from recycled material. I know that I need to feed my family, and I know I need to feed them well with good healthy food. So yeah. And this right here, these are my seedlings, my pak choy seedlings. But if you look, I think that's a watermelon. Talking about watermelon, when we just came here, we planted watermelon between rocks. I'm going to find a picture and show you where we planted our first watermelon. We found little rock holes, filled them in with soil, and planted watermelons. And of course we got watermelons to eat, and they were bigger than the ones that we are producing now. And I think there's a lot of mineral and beneficial nutrients in rocks because they produced. Look at my kale. So yeah, if it is why I'm doing this video, you might ask, is to encourage someone who might be living in the concrete jungle, as they call it, meaning you're in an apartment or you're in the city where you have no soil. This is rock, but concrete would be a similar comparison, don't you think? So if it is that you have no place to plant, oh my god, my little nasturtium, if you've been following me, you know this thing has been struggling with the heat. I don't think it likes the heat, but look at this. Isn't that a little bloom coming on? I think it's a bloom. I have no idea what color it's going to be, but it's a bloom, and it is doing its job. It is taking, I saw where, yes, the leaf miner is starting to eat the leaves, and that's why I planted it for trap crop. Yeah. Yes, so as I was saying, if you have no soil to plant in, go ahead and plant in a container. This is somebody's old pot that they toss out. I took it up. Me and my husband took it up, cleaned it up, and I filled it in with soil. And I bet you I'm going to get food from it. I can assure you. This is a machine. I saw my friend on his way to throw it away. It's the inner part of a washing machine, and I asked him for it, and I planted in it. And look at that, that's a red callaloo. I'm just saving that for beauty and for seeds. Not going to eat that. Right, so, and I planted some sweet potatoes in this tire. Now this tire gave my husband hell to cut, but he was determined to do it for me. I'm so grateful to him. He has been so helpful to me when he's able to, and he's always working. So I really appreciate it when he takes the time out and help me out over in the garden. I'm happy for that. I have no tomato, guys. I'm not comfortable having no tomato. So yes, that's how it started. And I'm sure I'm going to reach even further, because even when I look in the garden and I see no space, I find space if I find a container. So yes, start a garden. Don't be afraid to start. One plant. When I went before I moved here, I had one pepper in a bucket, and I never bought Scotch bonnet pepper. So yes, that's where I started. One tire here and the tub there, and grew from there. So you can take some encouragement from this and start your own garden. My garden is basically naked right now. Look at tires. If those went to the dump and were burnt, it would have caused so much damage to our atmosphere. I'm making better use of them. It can't be used for motor vehicles anymore, but look at that. So I'm trying to clean up my garden now because now is our gardening season. From now until March, it's best time to plant where I am living. So yes, I appreciate your company this morning in the garden. It's early. Nobody is awake yet. I came out early to do this little walkthrough with you. So thank you for joining me. And as always, if you're watching this video and you're not yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so. And press that notification bell so you'll be notified once I post another video. Also give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. An encouraging word would not hurt. Okay? Alright, and please remember to share with your friends, because if you like my videos, chances are they will like it too. Alright, bye-bye.